Hello and welcome to Interprofessional Healthcare Anatomy and Physiology, INTP 102, which is basically name that part and what does it do. I am with you today virtually. I will not be with you for the next 3 days as I'm attending a family event. However, I will do an introductory video with you just so you can see my lovely face. And then I will leave you in Danielle and for some of you, Shannon's capable hands for the next 3 classes. I still will be available on email. So for those of you who haven't figured out how to email yet, if you have questions, ask Danielle. If it's a Blackboard question, ask the library and then email me. I'll get back to you probably within the day. I have email on, I put the email on my phone. I don't remember how to do that, but it can be done. You go under options. I have an iPhone. If you go under options and then mail, you can add that account and then you have your email access right on your phone. There is also a Blackboard app, which you can use to have things right on your phone. For those of you who have their phones, your Blackboard app is basically, here it is here. Whoops, it is a big B, little b on a, big B, little b on the App Store. For you, non-phone people, I don't know, Google Plus, try and figure it out. Blackboard, it is a free app, and then you can set up notifications, so this way, when I put things on Blackboard, it can be sent to your devices. I am okay with you using devices in your class, but I want them used for class purposes. No Facebook, no social media, no whatever, no texting. Please make sure it's all about class because they're great learning devices, but they can also distract you. So no distractions, and they can distract people around you. It makes me absolutely crazy when I'm at a concert and the person in front of me is on their phone. Makes me nuts. So please feel free to bring your devices, but stick to class material. Okay, let's get going here. A few questions to begin with. Oh, there I am bigger. First off, the textbook. Here is your textbook. The textbook, yes, is an expensive one. It is the 13th edition. We can also use the 12th edition. So if you can get it cheap, go ahead. The 12th edition is very similar with the exception of a few diagrams and the pages, but overall it is relatively similar. So we can use that. This is very important. I use it a lot. I reference it a lot. With anatomy. Anatomy is basically drill, 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 or as I say, drill it and kill it. To drill it and kill it, you need to know all your parts, and that happens with repetition. Now, going on the excitement of the adult coloring book, here is the anatomy coloring book. If you like to color, this is a great way to learn material. If you do not like to color and it makes you crazy, don't feel like you need to buy this. Or if it makes you crazy, get big smelly felts and then it goes a little faster. There's no judging here, color, not to color. You can even go out of the lines. It does not matter. But the important thing for me is that you learn your parts. This course is all about learn your parts and what do they do. So that's what we'll look at. Good. Now let's go through Blackboard first because there's some important things on Blackboard I want you to know. Now, congratulations to the 50% of you at this time who have already gone on Blackboard and started your Blackboard introduction treasure hunt. That's very exciting. For those of you who haven't, here's the announcement. Here's the little introduction to Blackboard video. Get on your email and check this out. Here is your Blackboard. There's a lot of information that can't be found on the Blackboard. Today we're going to look at the course outline. The course outline is here under course outlines. Now, very important things of the course outline, and this is one reason I'm making a video for you, is there are some things you need to know. Can I make this bigger? I'm sure I can. Let's see if I can make it bigger, a little bit bigger. Okay, on the course outline, first off, I see you twice a week on Tuesdays and on Thursdays for 2 hours, and they will be a solid 2 hours. I will give you a 10-minute break on the hour. So I know it says we go until whatever 50, but I'm going to break you on the hour because the halls are less crowded, and usually Tim Hortons is less crowded at this time, so you can have a break without the crowd. Please feel free to bring snacks, bring your coffee, bring whatever you need to get through that day. Please notice, try and keep the, crunching and the noise down to a minimum, but still, snacks are good. You need to be here, you need to be engaged, and you need to have good brain power to learn. So 2 hours every day. We're in room 932 or 2404. We'll be in the same room all the time. Now, when we go through it, there's some learning outcomes here. Basically, to summarize, we are going to look at the biological structure and the function of the of the human body. And we're going to look at it system by system. We're going to do it a little out of order from the numbers of the textbook chapters, but that's mainly so that it will link up with your other courses. Okay, we do have learning activities. I want to try to make it as activity-based as possible, so this way you prepare at home and then you come and we reinforce your learning. Okay, first thing, how will I grade you? I will grade you on 4 different things. There are unit assignments, and there's 10% altogether. You have 1 or 2 assignments every every unit, and we have 4 units. So we'll look at that, and those are on the course at a glance, which Danielle will distribute to you in a bit if you haven't found it already on Blackboard. Then there are post-chapter quizzes. Now really, these are, using quiz is a loose term because they're on Blackboard. You can use your textbook, you can use your notes, you can use your friend, just don't use your friend's notes. No, anyway, work together as a friend to get them done. You have 1 chapter chapter quiz per chapter, and they close the day before the unit test. Very important. There's no exceptions. If you haven't started it, you get a 0. And it's a nice way to get an easy 10% in the course. And you can do these quizzes as many times as you wish. So if you get 90 and above, fabulous. Good way to get good marks. Then there are also term tests. These term tests will be 1 hour long. The dates are posted here, and they're also on the chapter in a glance, but this is when they are. And then the final exam is during the exam period, 40% overall. So little by little, you will get your marks, and it's important you keep up with things little by little. Now, one thing that's really important is, what do I need to get a good grade? This is different. You are now in a course where you need to work to pass. I do not give marks, you earn marks. So if you look at it, you need at least 65 to get a pass in this course. Anything below 65 is an F, a GPA of a 0. This may affect your progress in this course. We're aiming for C's and C pluses to get your 2, which is sort of the respectable GPA to go on. 2 is 73%, and this is the percent chart I will go by. It's different than the PN, the other professional nursing mark, so make sure you realize that 50% is no longer a pass. I don't want you to get by. I want you to learn your stuff. Okay, next, important dates. I've put these important dates on your calendar. So on the calendar at a glance, which I'll show you later. And Danielle will hand you out a pretty colored copy. So this way you have no excuse to know when things are going on. Actually, let's look at the calendar while we're looking at it. So if you look at Blackboard, if you haven't found this already, on the side here is something that says calendar. So you log on, and here is your calendar at a glance, course at a glance. Here are all the things we are covering each day. Notice the black is the topic, and we do 23 chapters in this course. So you need to keep up and you need to keep going. Do not get behind, because I will not come back to stuff. You need to keep going. Okay, then in the green is assignments. You will have assignments in this class that will have to be handed in for marks. We will talk about having work time in the class and then when they are posted. All your assignments do have time in class. So come to class, please. Now, as you see, we're going to start pretty simple today because I'm going to spend some time talking to you. And then later on, we go to about 2 chapters per class. Probably approximately 1 hour each. Now notice your chapter quizzes. Now you have a Blackboard quiz per class. They will close at noon the day before your exam, and your exams are in pink. So for those of you who love to organize your life for work or family, here are the days of when things are going on. Now for the classes, the first half of class, we will write the exam right away. And then the second half, we will continue on with the next chapter. So for those of you who have any sort of test writing situation, you may book your tests and make sure you pay attention to your test writing times. Okay. Also, your final exam period starts on the 12th and is not done till the 16th. So, don't start your Christmas holidays until after the 16th. You will be getting very busy, and I recommend that it's actually recommended for every 2 hours you have in class, every hour you have in class, you have 2 hours out of class. So that means I see you in class 4 hours a day, so you should be spending 4 hours a week. You should be spending 8 hours a week out of class doing prep. And I will talk about your prep and review and how I can help you with that in a bit. So here is the calendar at a glance. Keep this, keep up. You now know exactly what's being covered on what day. And I stick pretty close to it. I may bend it a wee bit, but we're sticking pretty close to it. Okay, that is the calendar at a glance and the schedule. Notice, did I tell you, you have reading day on November. Make plans to see loved ones on this day. Don't make big plans. Don't leave the country because you will be very tired, and you also have an exam the following day when you come back. But you will find that you get so busy, you may want to schedule coffee or family time at this time. Okay. That is the calendar at a glance. Follow it, keep up, come to class prepared. Now, you can be prepared using what I call chapter notebooks. The chapter notebooks are found in the section marked chapter notebooks. Now, the chapter notebooks, I've posted them per unit. If you are a Google Drive person and you like to download things, here is an easy way to download them. Now, with Google Drive, they can come in PDF forms. PDF forms are good if you have a Mac or if you want to print them up and write on them. You can also have a Word version. Word versions, you can actually write on the document and or you can print it up, whatever you wish. Some of these pages may be accurate. I'm not too sure. These actually may be the old textbooks. I don't remember if I've updated them. I've updated some and not the other. If the page doesn't make sense, the heading does. So pay attention to the heading there. Okay, so these are chapter notebooks. In a perfect world, you have skimmed the chapter and filled in this notebook. If you don't want to fill in this notebook, it's fine. There are no marks given for this notebook, but this is a beautiful way to know what you are learning in this chapter. Okay, so you don't have to fill this out. You can reference it to know that these are the important things. Good. That's the chapter notebook. They can also be zipped and downloaded. For those of you who know what zipping and downloading means. So you can, here they are. Let me go back here again. So if you go back to my drive, you can open them up. You can download them all at once in one big, easy swoop. So you just hold the shift button, click on all of them, and then download, and it'll create a zip file. So downloading them in one quick quick bit, and then you have them. If you don't want to download them all at once, if you go back to Blackboard, under each the notebook, there are each one of them in Word and in PDF form. So you can download them all individually, whichever you wish. And again, these are for your reference. You do not need to write on them. You do not need to hand them in. If you want, you can